Recently, I upgraded to the brand new iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm a day one user and I'm a huge fan of the phone. But if you've ever seen any prior videos on this YouTube channel, you would know that I used an iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is this one right here, and this is going to be my last day with this phone as I'll be shipping it off to the new owner very soon. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I decided to sell this phone. Now, the first one is that the phone is still worth quite a bit of money. I paid about $1,175 for this phone, brand new out of the box, and that's with taxes and no Apple Care. And I was able to still sell this phone on eBay for $870, although eBay takes a pretty substantial cut, and that left me with only $760. So within a year, I lost $415 by using this phone for a year, but I'm okay with that because I'm very happy with the new iPhone 13 Pro Max and I'm not really sad to see it go. The next reason I decided to sell this phone is because the iPhone 13 Pro Max literally fixed all of the issues that I was having with this 12 Pro Max. Now, let me just first say, it was not this particular iPhone 12 Pro Max. If you've seen some of my previous videos on this YouTube channel, I've actually gone through 4 of these iPhone 12 Pro Maxes back when they were first released until it led me to this one, which ended up being fine and I had no issues with. But if you're interested in that, I'll link a few videos below so you can see what I'm talking about and see all the problems I had with some of the first released models of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And some of the main issues that I was having is some really severe audio issues when it came to using the camera. There would be this crazy crackling noise in a lot of the videos, and since I used my phone to shoot a lot of my YouTube videos, it would end up ruining my footage and I would have to take the videos all over again, and there was no way of knowing this unless you would actually go and check every single video that you just shot to make sure it's okay, and to me, that just wasn't reliable, and it took 4 different phones to get one that didn't do that. And the other problem I was having a lot, which was a screen dimming issue. Anytime you have this phone outside, especially in the sunlight, this phone will go dim within a matter of probably a minute or 2, and it gets so dim, the display, that you can barely even see it outside, which kind of defeats the whole point of having a nice big display like this one and having the brightness on max, because then you still can't see anything. And the iPhone 13 Pro Max is not perfect when it comes to this, but it actually handles those situations a lot better than this phone does, mainly because it does still have some dimming issues. But number 1, it doesn't get as dim as the 12 Pro Max, and number 2, when it does go dim, the recovery time is a lot faster, meaning that once the phone cools down a little bit, the full brightness will come back to the display on the 13 Pro Max much faster than the 12 Pro Max. Once this thing has a dimming issue, it takes a long time for it to cool down to the point where you can actually use it again and see what you're doing. Now, the third reason I decided to sell this phone is because the cameras on the iPhone 13 Pro Max are really that much better in my opinion. Now that I've had the 13 Pro Max for a little over a month now, and I've shot several of my YouTube videos on it, I'm very pleased with the camera quality and performance, and it's definitely a noticeable enough upgrade for me to safely just get rid of this thing and give it to somebody else who wants it more than I do. Because using just the regular wide-angle lens, the shots are crisper and even clearer than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The wide-angle lens lets in more light than the 12 Pro Max did, which leads to less grainy footage when you're using the wide angle, and I use that a lot when I do vlog-style videos. And then having the 3 times optical zoom on the 13 Pro Max definitely makes a nice noticeable upgrade as well over the 2.5 times optical zoom on this one. Now, my last 2 reasons for getting rid of it are a couple that you might not really think about, or maybe not common reasons that people get rid of these phones, but the next one is that I really wanted to see this phone go to somebody else who really wants it or needs it, and they didn't want to pay full price for a brand new iPhone 13, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the used phone market is arguably even bigger than the brand new phone market, and not everybody needs to have the latest and greatest iPhone every single year. and it makes me happy knowing that this phone can go to somebody else who really wants it instead of just sitting here in my bedroom collecting dust in the box. And that leads me directly into my last point. I just don't want to have clutter anymore, guys. I just want to get rid of stuff. You know, in the past I would keep especially cell phones forever. I would never get rid of them, and it's just a small step I'm taking to decluttering my life a little bit and getting rid of things that I'm just not going to use anymore. Even I have a MacBook Pro sitting here that's already 8 years old. I just bought a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I'm going to be getting rid of this one, and it can go towards somebody else that wants this computer and needs it as well, instead of just hanging on to it and having 800 computers and cell phones and everything lying around the house that I'm probably never going to use again. I mean, let's get realistic. If you're not using the device anymore and you have a brand new replacement that's superior, you're probably never going to use it or need it again, so you might as well just sell it. If you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and check out my iPhone 13 Pro Max versus the iPhone 12 Pro Max video right over here, and I'll catch you guys over there in that next video.